CSGO has finally received a new update, and even though it's literally just 4 lines, it sparked a lot of conversation. Dust 2 is out and Anubis is in. The op got its first nerf since like 2015. And finally, the M4A1S problem has been dealt with. Or has it? Alright folks, before we get into it, I wanted to let you all know that we joined forces with Predator Gaming to bring you guys some holiday gift ideas. Mom, if you're watching this, there's still plenty of time. Okay, so I have always cherished the idea of a more mobile gaming experience, and I think the Predator Triton 300 SE might be the perfect solution for me. It's got a beautiful 14-inch 1920 by 1200 OLED display, some incredible built-in speakers, and a 1080p webcam to show off my lovely face. But most impressively, it has an Intel 12 Gen Core i7 processor, which is literally leagues better than the one I have in my PC right now. So if you really love me, you'd head to bestbuy.com and order one online for me. Just don't read the box. Don't even look at the box. This is my gift, not yours. Okay, there's only one other thing I want this year, but it is super specific, so just please hear me out. I recently obtained a backyard, but the problem is it used to be a mushroom farm, so practically no grass can grow. That being said, I would still like to have some people over and not stand in a muddy, former mushroom-infested yard. For that reason, I want some turf, as in fake grass. Listen, I don't own this place, so there's no shot I'm putting my time, money, and effort into maintaining real grass. A roll or two of the fake stuff should do the job just fine. Well, that's it for my holiday gift guide this year, and listen, if I don't get anything, that's perfectly fine too. After all, the real meaning of the holiday season is spending time by yourself, enjoying fresh watermelon and ice-cold glasses of iced tea, and, you know, hot dogs fresh off the barbecue. Stuff like that, right? Okay, so last Friday, Valve released an update for CSGO, and most people were expecting one since they usually pop one out after a major. But as always, Valve found a way to surprise us. To start off, Anubis has been added to the active duty pool, and Dust 2 has been removed. Yes, for the foreseeable future, Dust 2 is gone, and the other piece of shit that is ancient gets to stay. So, why did this actually happen, and why are people like myself a little tilted? Well, back before Operation Broken Fang, many people thought that Anubis was going to be the next map added. It was already getting played in the reserve pool, so people thought that it was getting groomed for release. However, out of nowhere, we got Ancient instead. And although some people somehow like it, its stats over the past year show that it's the most CT-sided map in the game.
Taps and no longer does he have to shoulder the weight all alone. Brolando, oh, he's gonna just mow them down. Keto and Tapson jumping, hopping across the flames.
And that brings us to why Dust 2 was removed. Back in September of last year, Dust 2 was given a small update. In order to deal with those pesky mid-op shots at the start of every round, the T's visibility was obstructed. But as a result of that change, a map that was historically T-sided had become CT-sided. As of the Rio Major, there was only like a handful of teams that actually had it as one of their picks. Now, many people pointed out that there are maps that are more unbalanced, so why remove Dust 2? Well, my guess is that since Dust 2 is one of the most popular FPS maps of all time, Valve didn't like the idea that it was slipping in favor, so maybe they took it out to give it some much needed TLC. But for some reason, people started sounding the alarm like the map's never been absent before, but it very much was taken out back in 2017. I highly doubt that Dust 2 is going to go the same route as Cobble or Cache. But to be fair, if anyone could f this up, it would be Valve. Now, what about Anubis? Personally, I think it's pretty sick. I think it's one of the most beautiful maps in the game right now, and its verticality is very interesting. All the times I've played it in ranked so far, I've had a pretty good time. And other than Nico, who apparently is not happy with this update whatsoever, it seems like other pros and streamers are starting to get the hang of the map's secrets. The next change in Valve's update is possibly the most curious one. The Ops magazine size was reduced from 10 bullets to 5. You see, other than one small fix, the Op hasn't been touched since its notorious movement nerf back in 2015. But this change might actually make some sense. Even though the Op seems like its purpose in CSGO is nearly perfect, you can make the argument that it's a little overpowered. It may have a high skill ceiling, but it's dead easy to use. But what is only having 5 bullets actually going to change? Well, I think it's going to cause oppers to take more passive positions since they'll be reloading more often. And more importantly, Ts are going to have to burn less utility. On top of that, Dimitri actually pointed out to me that this might affect retakes pretty heavily. You see, using an op in a retake is already a bit of a gamble, But now, people might be even less inclined to use one since it might just have 2 bullets in it. All in all, I don't think this is actually too massive of a change. Listen, previously Oppers could ace an entire team and then still have enough bullets to ace a whole other team. Now they're just gonna have to reload every once in a while. I will say, the timing of this nerf and Kenny S coming back, it's a little f***ed up. Last but certainly not least, especially to that one guy that's always in our comment section, the M4A1S has finally been nerfed after being an absolute laser beam for over a year and a half. Valve has reduced the gun's range modifier from 0.99 to 0.94, meaning the gun does less damage at long ranges. Meaning, once again, it will take 5 bullets to the body to kill. And those very long range, 1 shot to the head, 1 shot to the body kills that we're so used to getting is not possible anymore, unless you use the M4A4. Now, once again, what does this mean? Well, on top of people crashing skin sites trying to buy back their howls, this actually might change the way the 2 M4s have been historically used. The A1S was always the long-range tapper, and the A4 was that up-close sprayer with more bullets. But now, since the A4 can still get those 2-shot kills at range, people might start using it to hold long angles. Every one of these changes is pretty interesting on its own, but if you're astute like me, you may have noticed a pattern. It's no surprise that for over a year now, things have been pretty CT-sided in CSGO. The A1S, Dust 2, and Ancient are just 3 of the things that have led to this unbalance. And to me, this is just Valve's way of finally trying to balance things. Will it work? Only time will tell. And when it comes to pro play, we're probably gonna have to wait a bit longer since Blastfall Finals won't be using this current build either. So for now, the duty of balance testing the game, it falls onto us. I'll see you all in Anubis. The entity that I refer to in our comment section that always complains about the M4A1S. He basically had an account that was just named something like the M4A1S is a problem and Valve isn't going to fix it because they don't care. But now if it's changed, which I don't know if it will he disappear? Is he like, my job here is done, or does he have to wait?